welcome to Zion National Park. Have a great day.
Welcome back to Van, Dad,
and Sons.
Here we are, Zion National Park. We made it. This is our 4th National Park of the year, 2022. Zion National Park. Great experience. What do you guys think?
I think it was a lot of fun. There was a lot to see.
Zion National Park is one for the books. This place is massive, dude. We stayed 4 days, 3 nights. We stayed the first 2 nights, we stayed in Watchman Campground, as you see in this footage here. Very clean site. Book in advance, dude. I always say this in every vlog. You gotta book these things in advance. We booked it 6 months out. Watchman Campground, man. The scenery is epic. Fire pits, restrooms nearby. Watchman Campground. Walking distance to Zion Outfitters, walking distance to the Visitor Center, and walking distance right to the shuttles. The shuttles are free. We got on the shuttle about 12 o'clock, and it took us all the way to the top of the canyon to a place called Temple of Sinawava, and that is the trailhead to the Narrows. On the way up, the shuttle driver narrates about the entire park. It's beautiful. It's a great drive. 30 minutes from Watchman all the way up to the top, and that put us at the trailhead at what time?
12:30.
12:30, okay, and we were ready. We were ready to hike the Narrows. We had our walking sticks, we had neoprene socks, we had waterproof boots, we had water, we had sandwiches. We were packed and ready to go. Let's touch sticks. You got it? All right, let's go. Be safe. I've done a lot of research on this hike, and I make sure, you know, the boys are able to complete this hike. It's a pretty strenuous hike. No elevation gains, but you're walking in the Virgin River, hiking through the Virgin River. We're starting to switch our style now, so of course there's going to be thousands of people at a national park, and you know, people are just having a good time. It's packed, but we're there too. We're part of the group, so I'm happy for people to make it all the way across the United States to see some of these areas and get to hike the Narrows. It's a blessing that they get to enjoy our national parks just like we do. So you got to have the mindset, yes, there's going to be people, lots of people. If you want to go somewhere there's no people, go to like Alaska, deep into the backwoods, and there's not going to be anybody there. But if you go to a national park, there's going to be people there just like you, and you're enjoying the place too. So have courtesy, don't cut anybody off, let them go first, and take your time. We started the trailhead at what, 12:30?
Mm-hmm.
The first mile to the trailhead to enter the Narrows is the Riverside Walk. Beautiful, it's all paved. You're walking alongside the Virgin River. Okay, what'd you guys think of the trail? Was it difficult?
A little, like, hard to get through because there's a bunch of, like, water, like...
Yeah, the currents are pretty tough. Sometimes when there's monsoons and the currents get faster, they shut the hike down. They won't allow anybody to hike the Narrows because of the water and the current. It's too dangerous. But fortunately, the monsoon season's let up this year, and we were able to hike all the way up to Wall Street, okay? This is a 6-mile round trip. You gotta make it to Wall Street, okay, Blown Betty? Just because you're tired and your knees hurt and your ankles hurt, put your head down and make it to Wall Street. If you don't make it to Wall Street, you didn't do Narrows. The first 2 miles in is beautiful. I'm not downplaying the first 2 miles. The first 2 miles is awesome, but that last mile, the 3rd mile into Wall Street, the canyon gets so tight, and it's past vertical. When you look straight up, the rocks are over vertical. It's crazy. So the split off to Orderville Canyon is right there, as you can see in this footage, and straight shot all the way down to Wall Street. The cool thing about Wall Street is not too many people, right guys?
Yeah, it got like less and less people the more and more we went on.
Yes, the further deep you get into the Narrows, the crowd thins out. So that's cool. It makes for great photography. What'd you say?
I said this is one of the best hikes we've ever gone on ever since we got the van, ever.
All right, he says it's his best one. We're 3 hours in. A lot of people give up about 2 hours in.
Yeah, 2 hours in they give
and
up.
they turn around and go back.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people doing that.
And yes, and they made the biggest mistake of their lives.
You gotta do 3 hours.
Yes, to Wall Street. Right here, this is where it splits off. You have to.
It looks like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory with this river. So it was cool.
Did you like the hike? You did good. How old are you?
10.
10 years old. All the way to Wall Street, dude. Now we gotta go back.
Yay.
Once we made it to Wall Street, we turned around and made the trek back. It started raining a little bit, remember?
Oh yeah, that was fun trekking through there.
Yeah, a little sketchy, you know, with monsoon rain in the canyon. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it could have gotten much worse.
It could have gotten worse. 5 hours total, okay? 2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours back. 5 hour trip, 5 hour hike, 6 miles in length. We were sore the next day. Were you sore the next day?
Yeah.
Very sore.
Very sore. So if you go to Zion Outfitters, you can rent all their gear, waterproof boots, poles, neoprene socks. We brought our own. I highly recommend just getting some boots that have ankle support and then finding a trekking pole out in the woods because Zion Outfitters is pretty expensive and it's only a one-time use. But people were doing it without trekking poles.
No, that one dude I saw without trekking poles, he was just going like...
He's trying to do a marathon. These people are crazy. No trekking poles, just running through the river. No, thanks. That's ankle break city. But we got back on the bus, and the bus took us back to our campsite. So the second night, we stayed in the same campground, Watchman. Made another fire. Woke up the next day, packed it up, okay? Made a good breakfast like always, and we went to our second hike. Which was our second hike. We did the canyon overlook. Okay, now look, I'm gonna tell you guys, I applied for Angel's Landing twice. I applied for Friday and Saturday, and we didn't get the lottery. Angel's Landing is the hike to do. If you're afraid of heights, I wouldn't do it. There's chains. I've researched hundreds of hours on how kids can do Angel's Landing. They can. It's just one step at a time, but unfortunately we didn't get picked for the lottery, so we did not do Angel's Landing. We did another trail called Overlook Canyon. That one was easy peasy, dude. What was it like?
45 minutes, mile up, mile back.
45 minutes, mile up, mile back. Really easy. So that trail is right after the tunnel. We went through the tunnel at Zion Park, as you can see in this footage. That was awesome. Going through the tunnel, we found parking, okay, and that trailhead is right after the tunnel, so you got to find parking right then and there. We went up the trail. Great views, huh? What do you think, Owen?
Yeah, it was great.
Baby Angel's Landing. So if you don't get to do Angel's Landing, make sure you take the time to do Canyon Overlook. That is another great trail. There was a bridge that went across this cliff, this 1,000-foot cliff drop off. Once you got to the top, man, you can see the entire canyon. Beautiful. Again, if you don't get to do Angel's Landing, make sure you take the time to do Canyon Overlook. Okay, so we accomplished the Narrows, check. We accomplished Canyon Overlook, check. We packed it up. We went back to our new campground, South Campground, okay? We were in site number
97.
97. We were in 97, okay? So what is cool about this campground, it is literally walking distance to the Virgin River, dude. Gavin found this sick spot, man, as you can see in this footage right here, dude. We walked at sunset right down to the Virgin River. How was the water, guys? Was it cold?
Yeah, I tried to name it Shrek Swamp.
Gavin, what do you think?
It was super cool to find because I just went kind of along the trail with the wooden pillars, kind of went a little off trail.
Yeah.
And it's just right there.
Yes, you got to kind of go off trail a little bit. You exit the bike path and walk down the bank, and it's a beach. There's like sand right into the river, and we had the whole place to ourselves.
Yeah, it was entirely empty. Not a lot of people know about that because they don't.
Secret, okay?
Yeah.
So if you plan on going to Zion, make sure you go through the south. Take that bike trail down, I'd say a quarter mile, and then hop off the trail and walk down to the beach next to the river. World class, dude, mind blowing. It's so great because we had the place to ourselves. But again, it's hard to get places to yourself in a national park, and we did. As you can see in this footage, no one's even there. Gavin found a secret spot, so that was pretty sweet. After we played in the water for a little bit, we walked back to our campground and we made
steaks, bro.
Oh man, those were bomb. We made
delicious
baked beans and steaks to end off our last night. Yep, our last night in Zion, we made steaks and we watched The Wizard of Oz. Yeah, that was cool. That was old school. Owen likes old school movies, man. Out of South Campground or Watchman, I highly recommend Watchman Campground is better than South Campground. Maybe South Campground we had a bad experience with the generator.
Yeah, I think it was just that bad of an experience though.
Some of their bathrooms were closed down too though at South Campground, and it was not as much privacy as Watchman. So if you're gonna camp Zion, reserve Watchman Campground. You can't go wrong. Both campgrounds are walking distance to the bus. The bus will take you all the way through the national park to all the great spots, and it's free. So make sure you get there kind of early. There's going to be lots of people, but the buses move the people real quick.
Yeah, they come like every 6 minutes, so you're going to get one, you know.
All right, guys. Yeah, we highly recommend Zion National Park, our 4th national park of 2022. We are so blessed to do these travels. This year has been a great year for Van Dad and Sons. We have seen a lot and done a lot. We've made a lot of memories in this van. This van's been doing us good. We're probably gonna do one more national park this year. That'll put us at 5 national parks. Thanks again, guys. Thanks for always watching our videos and hitting subscribes and leaving comments. Share with your friends, and we will see you on the next adventure. Hit that subscribe.
Smash that like button.
And turn on the notification.
See you guys. Be safe.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.